DUGGAR Vuolo details 4-year-old daughter Evangeline's recent ER visit. A little bit of a scare. In early 2023, DUGGAR Vuolo opened up about a recent health scare involving her 4-year-old daughter, Evangeline. The incident, which required an unexpected trip to the emergency room, left the entire family shaken but ultimately served as a reminder of how quickly things can change when it comes to children's health. Evangeline, the eldest daughter of Jinger and Jeremy Vuolo, has always been described by her parents as a bright, energetic, and healthy child. Known for her bubbly personality and love for imaginative play, she typically enjoys robust health. However, this most recent episode was a rare but alarming deviation from the norm, one that caught her parents completely off guard. It began with what seemed like a typical childhood illness. Evangeline had been dealing with mild cold symptoms for a couple of days, a runny nose, low-grade fever, and some fatigue. Jinger, a mother of 3 young children, initially treated it like any other common virus, making sure her daughter stayed hydrated and rested. But within 24 hours, things took a sudden turn for the worse. She went from being a little under the weather to not being able to keep anything down, Jinger shared on her blog. She started vomiting uncontrollably, and her fever spiked. We tried everything we could at home, but nothing was working. Jeremy, who is no stranger to high-pressure situations as a former professional athlete and current pastor, stepped in to help monitor Evangeline's condition. He noticed that she was becoming increasingly lethargic and showed signs of dehydration: dry lips, no tears when crying, and sunken eyes. That's when they both realized this wasn't just a passing bug. "We didn't want to overreact, but something just didn't feel right," Jinger explained. "As a parent, you know your child better than anyone else. And when you see them going downhill fast, you have to trust your gut." The decision to go to the ER was made quickly. With their younger daughters staying home with a sitter, Jinger and Jeremy bundled Evangeline into the car and headed to the nearest hospital. The drive, though short, felt agonizingly long. Both parents were filled with anxiety, trying to comfort their sick daughter while racing against time. Upon arrival, Evangeline was immediately assessed by medical staff. Her vital signs were concerning high fever, rapid heart rate, and signs of severe dehydration. She was quickly moved into a treatment room where nurses began administering intravenous fluids and medication to reduce the fever and stop the vomiting. Jinger later recalled the emotional toll of watching her little girl hooked up to machines and surrounded by strangers in scrubs. "It's every parent's nightmare," she said. "You just want to take their pain away, but sometimes all you can do is hold their hand and pray." After several hours of observation and treatment, Evangeline began to stabilize. The doctors diagnosed her with a viral infection that had caused a severe reaction known as acute gastroenteritis, complicated by dehydration and a high fever spike. They also ruled out more serious conditions such as meningitis or appendicitis, which was a huge relief to the Vuolos. Despite the diagnosis, the experience was still a wake-up call. "We learned how important it is to not wait too long to seek medical attention," Jinger admitted. "Sometimes what seems like a normal sickness can escalate quickly, especially with small kids." Throughout the ordeal, Jinger leaned heavily on her faith and the support of her husband, extended family, and close friends. She also turned to social media to update followers, expressing gratitude for the outpouring of prayers and messages. "I'm so grateful for modern medicine and the incredible healthcare workers who took such good care of our little girl," she wrote in a heartfelt Instagram post. "This was definitely a scary mama bear moment, but we're so thankful she's on the mend now." Jeremy echoed those sentiments, adding that the experience reminded him how fragile life can be. "As a dad, you want to protect your kids from everything," he said. "But sometimes all you can do is trust God and put your faith in the people who are trained to help." Now, weeks after the ER visit, Evangeline is back to her usual self, full of energy, laughter, and curiosity. Jinger says she's eating normally again, playing with her sisters, and even dancing around the house to her favorite songs. Still, the incident left a lasting impression on the Vuolo household. The couple has since taken extra precautions when it comes to monitoring illnesses in their children, and they've become more proactive about seeking medical advice when symptoms don't improve. For Jinger, the experience also reinforced the importance of maternal intuition. There were moments when I questioned myself, did we act too soon? Were we overreacting? She reflected. But then I remember seeing Evangeline lying there, pale and weak, and I know we did exactly what we needed to do. The Vuolos aren't alone in experiencing a sudden health crisis with a child. Many parents face similar scares, often unsure whether a symptom is serious or just part of growing up. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, emergency visits for children under 5 are relatively common, especially during peak cold and flu seasons. However, knowing when to seek immediate care can make all the difference. Health professionals recommend that parents watch for key red flags such as persistent high fever, difficulty breathing, severe dehydration, lethargy or unresponsiveness, vomiting that won't stop, signs of distress or pain. While each child is different, these symptoms should never be ignored, especially in young children whose bodies can deteriorate rapidly. Looking back, Jinger is grateful for the outcome and deeply appreciative of the medical team that helped her daughter recover. She also hopes sharing their story might encourage other parents to trust their instincts and not hesitate when something feels wrong. It's easy to second-guess yourself when you're in the middle of a stressful situation, she said. But if our story helps even one parent decide to get their child checked out, then it was worth sharing. In the end, what started as a frightening experience became a lesson in vigilance, resilience, and the power of love and faith. For the Vuolos, it was a reminder that while parenting comes with its share of challenges, it's also filled with moments of grace, healing, and deep connection. And for Evangeline, well, she's already moving on from the ordeal, unaware of how much worry she caused just another day in the life of a curious, playful 4-year-old who's ready to take on the world once again.